Welcome back to the Xbox podcast that you love the most, the one that you are willing to kill over. I am iChrisPanda, and alongside Foxxy Steve, you're listening to Jump In, Play More, or watching. I mean, it's really just dependent on the platform that you're reaching this through. It could be through Smoke Signal. We are now doing indigenous campfires, and we have people by the hour fanning smoke for podcasts.
Word per word.
It is very difficult and very harmful to the environment.
We've caused 3 fires.
We're using kerosene and bleach. Kids are dead. I knew you were going to be just the person to laugh. Dead kids!
Well, it's just like, oh yeah, we're going to help our favorite Xbox podcast. We're gonna help with these smoke signals. What 2 things do we need? We need kerosene and bleach. You got it, Jimmy. Over there. Yeah. Yeah. Boom. Oh, just that freak gasoline fight accident.
Everything works out for somebody. So thank you all for listening and we're watching via your favorite podcast services. So if you're on YouTube, be sure to like, comment, share, subscribe. Thanks for listening, of course. And of course, hit the notification bells so you can keep up to date on everything X related, whether that be Xbox or Exhibit. I actually don't keep up with Exhibit news, but he's doing well.
Next, go give it to you.
He came out with a album recently with Be Real of Cypress Hill.
What year is this?
2022. Exhibit doesn't... I could talk about Exhibit for a while because, he got a bad rap.
Did he?
Mm-hmm. He's an excellent rapper. The problem is that he did Pimp My Ride with the intent of getting extra glow up, and extra star power behind him because his last album or 2 before that was doing really well, and he was like, "Oh, Pimp My Ride is going to boost me up even further," because he's a celebrity and it raps.
I assumed that it would have.
So they only, after that show's huge popularity boom, they only looked at him as Pimp My Ride.
Oh no.
It really kind of fucked him up, and his momentum kind of shift and waned even further, and he got a bad rap for it. And people were blaming their cars on him. He was like, "I don't do anything with the motherfuckers. I just host the show."
Oh, that's West Coast Customs or whoever they had later on after that. Shit.
Yeah, he was like, "I don't do shit." So I'm like, that's rather unfortunate. He was like, he took a step back from rapping to focus on family, and then he came back to rapping, and he's just been trying to put his foot back into the door. And I mean, it's a little too late, but he's still really good. I always liked Exhibit, and I thought he was fantastic, and he still is really good. But
this is your Exhibit podcast.
So Exhibit A. But in all seriousness, like I said, like, comment, share, subscribe on YouTube. Hit the notification bell to stay up to date with us on any of the videos that we release, whether it be this podcast or anything likewise. And of course, Steve, if they are wanting to listen to us on audio services, where, of course, can they do so, and what the hell can they do?
They can listen to me eat food at night silently. Or you can go to Spotify or or Apple Podcasts or Google Podcasts. Those are the podcast services we are on. To give us a good old-fashioned listen there, and be sure to give us a 5-star rating. Because without those 5-star ratings, I can no longer sustain my life off of Doritos.
Yep. So today's show is going to be very brief, very short, very subtle and sweet. It's going to be upon more Game Pass. And I know how much you people are like, seriously, is there anything else that Xbox has than fucking Game Pass? No. So, you're going to get more Game Pass.
They've got plenty of things.
Currently, no. What you're going to get is you're going to get Game Pass and you're going to fucking like it.
We're going to love it. And, yep.
So the big Game Pass news is that they kind of revealed a little bit more information on the family plan for Game Pass, which was teased, I think, a couple months back.
Yeah, it was a while back. It was not an official thing from Microsoft, but it was kind of leaked. Mm-hmm. And now we're getting official word, and I've got this info via Windows Central, that they are testing it now in Ireland, as well as I just had it. You sons of
Boy, you're really on top.
Ireland and Colombia is for Xbox Insiders, is where it's being tested at right now. And it's going to be kind of set up in a tier system, similar to Office 365, in the way you can share that with family members or friends as well. What? Oh, is it?
I don't like Office 360. I haven't liked anything Microsoft Office since the old days, where it's like you got Windows
and you just had
and you got Windows. You got
Yeah,
you got Word. You got Word.
Yeah, I do miss those days.
I don't like companies perpetually creating a system where it's like, yeah, we have this product and it gets updates to it, and now you have to pay us monthly for them.
Yeah, I mean, for Windows, like, that sucks. For Office, that sucks. It does. I wish you could just straight up, flat out, own Office and call it a day. I think you can if you spend some insane amount of money on it. It's just ridiculous. Translate that though to Game Pass, and I think it's a different story, since Game Pass has always been the way it is. It wasn't like how Office was back in the day, and then they changed the model.
Yeah,
it is how it is now, and now you can just share it, which is kind of fucked up. How on one side of the coin it's like, God damn it, for my Office, but the other side of the coin is like, oh sweet, for Game Pass.
Yeah, essentially.
But yeah, the details of it essentially have come out, especially like pricing. Why internet? Hello? There you go. The cost of it right now, we're looking at, since Game Pass is right now is $15 for a single license. For the family plan, they're looking at a tentative price of around $24.99 a month, or I guess 21.99 euros is what the tests have right now.
Yeah.
And it gives you a total of 5 users on a single plan, as long as you're within the same country.
Okay, so the biggest takeaway of that is that the price to, I'm going to say price to performance, but I guess it's price to enjoyment ratio per person is probably going to be indicative of how many people will be on the plan and want to use Game Pass. I wonder how it's going to be set up. Will it be like, all right, cool, you have Game Pass, and you log into like the
It's okay. Just power through.
I am going to literally just 10 reasons why myself.
Not even 13.
I know, I don't need 3 more, I just need 10.
And I ain't listening to those. All right.
And they're all on Matchbox cars.
See, that's why. See,
you got to get real difficult. It's really difficult to inscribe audio into a toy.
Yeah. Those ain't being heard, brother. Okay, go ahead.
But essentially, it really basically determines on the users that's going to be a part of the family plan and the level of enjoyment that the plan will offer for each dedicated user.
Yeah.
So, for comparison purposes, you and I, along with a couple other friends, are part of the Nintendo Switch family plan for their super duper online service or whatever the fuck it is.
Nintendo Online.
I can, on a handful of occasions, think of times where I've utilized the assets of it, not just like the online play, because I've played like Animal Crossing with friends.
Do you need it for Animal Crossing?
Anything that requires online.
You need it. Wow, okay.
So Animal Crossing, I think the only thing you don't need it for like Fortnite. I think. I could be wrong at this point, but I think you don't need it for like Fortnite. Because I remember a long time ago, Fortnite was like, no. If Fortnite's an online game, you buy stuff in Fortnite, we'll make a deal with the companies that you don't even need the services.
I'm pretty sure you're right on that. Yeah.
But I know for a fact that like the Mario Kart stuff they are on the second wave right now. I haven't played Mario Kart. I've played Monster Hunter Rise. That makes sense. I've played Smash Brothers. Made sense. And I've utilized the N64. I've actually utilized that a lot because I've been playing a lot of Pokemon Puzzle League because it's one of my favorite games of all time. Not of all time, but like I really do enjoy that game. I have it on Nintendo 64 literally to play it as well. So when they were like, yeah, we have it on Switch, I'm like, perfect. It's just a puzzle game. You can't fuck up too many frames on a puzzle game. So when people were like, oh, it's so bad, it's not that bad for the N64 emulator because I'm like, all right, cool. It's just me moving blocks up and down. I was able to get my rocks off. So whatever. Now with the Game Pass, there's a big difference in the quality of content that they provide to you and the level of service that they provide to you. Because you have your Xbox Live Gold, which obviously if you have Gold, you're going to get games with Gold, which is like a free game every month. It's going to start changing very soon. No more 360 titles. Perfectly fine. But I think what's going to happen is, because you know they do 4 titles.
Mm-hmm.
They're probably going to do 4 titles, but it's going to be like Xbox One titles.
Yeah.
So it's going to be like, okay, unless they just straight up say, no, we're just going to make it 2 titles. And then they're like, well, that's upsetting. That's really upsetting. And those people are like, oh yeah, use those because I don't have a lot of money to get games, so this is perfect. Then there's the people who want to play a lot of like EA titles, because EA provides a lot of games through their EA Play service, which is a part of Game Pass. And then there's also the people who just really love the Game Pass games. So you got your Bethesda fans, your Microsoft fans, and even some of the third-party stuff that they produce, along with some of the indie titles, from the new Xbox Series consoles to the Xbox One X enhanced games to the Xbox One to even those few 360 titles.
Yeah, not to mention the upcoming stuff like Riot Games integration with Game Pass to get all those like champions and League and those characters in Valorant unlocked from the start and stuff like that.
I'm not gonna mention that because that's like another road to travel down, which I don't think you've mentioned in that, and I don't know if you have the answer for. But then there's PC Game Pass. There's Game Pass Ultimate. There's like
this is the family plan. It also encompasses Game Pass Ultimate. So it is a good question about. That's a good idea about PC Game Pass. Okay, yeah, no, this PC is included in this.
Okay, because that was going to be one of my major like quarrels, is because if it's strictly console, that sounds good on paper, and I know that hypothetically the 2 of us could share it with maybe like 2 other people that I know right off the back that may or may not use Game Pass or have it and just don't utilize it completely. And it's fine. But then there's like, we know more that would utilize it because they're on their PCs predominantly. Like I'm predominantly on my computer as well, and the same for you. We do have the Xbox and we do play on it. I do play my Xbox probably the most of all the consoles that I have. Granted, I only have Switch, PS4, and Xbox One, and my PlayStation 5 that he just so happened to bring over here. And and honestly, the PlayStation 5 literally has run the gamut of like, great, I'm done. I mean, there's like, I would still have to play Ratchet and Clank and God of War when that's released, and then that's great.
Yeah, it's for the exclusives that are of interest.
The Xbox thankfully has Game Pass, which has a lot of variety and a lot of indie support. So some like the indie releases that come out that normally I'd be like, I don't really want to pay for it right now because there's so much. They're usually on Game Pass, so it's perfect for that. And then there's like cross-save progression, so I could play on the Xbox and then switch over to my computer. I could do mobile gaming on my phone via the backbone and Xbox cloud services, or stream from my console to my phone. There's a lot of variety for that. There's just so many like layers upon layers of how the service is already elite as hell. Really fantastic. And then being able to have a family plan to share it is great. And if they produce a family plan that makes strives perfectly and like without any issues, they're gonna surpass their competition, which is arguably just PlayStation at this point, because Nintendo's in a different they're like the subcategory. They're still in like the console war competition, but in terms of services in certain regards, it doesn't hit the same. Like their family plan isn't like on the same tier as a Game Pass. Like it's not even on the same tier as the PlayStation Plus thing.
No, Nintendo's,
which is incredibly sad.
Nintendo service is light years behind.
And they make sure that you know about it because they're like, yeah, it's not going to cost you a lot.
It is priced per the quality.
Yeah.
You know, I don't really play my Switch online, so I haven't really used the service. I don't really play any of the classic games on there. So for me, I guess it's if I just so happen to get, Mario Kart to play online or something, which hasn't happened. So I don't really get the value out of the family plan, personally. for Switch, whereas Xbox, I do play a lot more Xbox stuff. And so like the family plan I think is really great, especially since it does roll in PC and it's Ultimate. So I'm not really seeing any shortcomings to switching to a family plan so far. Anyway,
you know what? I thought of a shortcoming. It's a very small shortcoming, but there are perks that are given to you for being a Game Pass member via Ultimate, I think. Like, you get 3 months of Discord Nitro free, you get like 3 months or 6 months of Spotify for free. How would that work for the family plan, you know?
Apparently, the perks are included in the family plan. Discord, Paramount Plus, all that
stuff. But is
stuff.
it per user? Like, is the person who's paying for it, like the primary account holder, gonna get those perks, or is every person gonna get those perks?
My guess is that every person gets those perks that are assigned the account. So Xbox has gotten their account system pretty much down pat. So I like to think that if you're getting these benefits extended to your account, which is under the main account, then it's probably going to be like, okay, I have family plan. Then, iChrisPanda's under there. Then he also gets those perks. Since you're also getting access to everything else, it'd be weird for it to somehow not roll that in. It's definitely a valid issue to bring up. It's something to look into whenever we can get a hold of it, or if I hear any more about it. Because that'd be interesting to see if they somehow drop the bag on that.
Yeah, it's not like a game changer, and it's not like a seller for the service itself. I know for a fact that plenty of people, including myself, have forgotten that perks exist. Like, flat out, if I just told you right now that, yeah, if you're a Game Pass member, they offer you like Spotify free for a little bit and Discord Nitro. Some of you are going to be like, I didn't even know they did that. Wholeheartedly understand. It's pretty well hidden. They don't really put it out there that when you get Game Pass Ultimate, you also get these services and gifts for free. But like, I've gotten like free DLC. I've gotten like Smite rewards I don't even play fucking Smite. I don't like Smite. And they've given me like Smite characters and skins.
That's crazy. Yeah, I don't like Smite either.
They've given me a lot of things for free, like Back for Blood stuff, characters and content for like Forza and other like AAA games that are either a part of Game Pass or like were in Game Pass and left. Free games, you get stuff like for Warframe, Naraka Blade Points, stuff like that just shows up and then they'll leave. And these are just perks that are there, but sometimes they're very well hidden. Like, sometimes I never see them on my dashboard. And then randomly they show up and I'm like, oh, sweet, perks, I forgot these were a thing. Mm-hmm. And then they're there. And then they'll say, oh, don't forget to reclaim your perks. And I'm like, oh, well, shit.
It's like when I forget that I get like a Prime Gaming thing every month, and I forget to look in there because sometimes there's free games. A lot of times the games I already have or don't care about, or it's like extra things for games you have, and I just completely forget about looking into it every single time.
Yeah, the Amazon Prime Gaming stuff, because of the Twitch stuff, I only know about it because there was something I was playing recently where it's like, oh, there's a reason to get this because they were giving me free loot for a game I was playing, and I was like, perfect, whatever, I'll take it. It wasn't anything phenomenal, but it was something. I think it was COD Mobile.
Oh.
They were giving you like free guns, and I'm like, oh, that's perfect, because unlocking weaponry in that game takes fucking forever. Like, everything in that game is amazing, except the progression system for weapons and like the character and microtransactions.
Yeah, well, that's a mobile game, so
it's free to play and it's a mobile game of probably the highest quality for a shooter. So it makes sense. Mm-hmm. It's handled fucking horrifically. Have I told you how that game handles microtransactions?
No.
Okay, so you know how when you're playing like Warzone or like the newest Call of Duty and you go to the store and they're like, they got this new skin pack, like the Saw stuff, right? Uh-huh. You could buy the character and it was like, okay, you get the character skin, you get the finisher, you get the 2 or 3 weapons that come with it, and then you get like a taunt and a spray or something like that, right? Mm. So imagine that for COD Mobile. Except it's like 100 coins. 100 COD coins, which is way cheaper than 2,500. Now, imagine it being 100 for one item, and it's an RNG roll of which item you'll get.
Oh dear. No.
And every time that you want to go back into that bundle, the cost increases.
Oh, okay, yeah, over there.
So what could normally be $25 could be $40.
Yeah. You really just swipe that card, brother. You can get whatever you want.
It is really the most egregious thing I've ever seen.
You can get whatever you want, man. Just swipe the card.
I was watching a COD content creator, and they were like, yeah, I want to try and get this cool gun because it has like this boombox skin on it. And I'm like, that's cool, right? Because they were playing COD Mobile, and that's what got me to play it. I'm like, okay, that makes sense. And they're like, yeah, I have to roll to get it. It was like 100 coins, 200 coins, 500 coins, 600 coins, 800 coins, 1,500 coins. Just put the math there. You're already past the 2,500 coin limit. Mm-hmm. And then it's like, oh, and you still have 2 or 3 items left to go before you get the fucking gun you want.
Time to drop that card.
It is so much money. And I'm like, oh my.
Time to link that bank account.
He was like, yeah, for just this one pack, I've already spent $50. I was like, this is fucking insane.
Enough.
It's so bad. It's so bad. So my plan is hopefully that when Xbox gets full control, they're like, okay, this has got to change.
I don't know that Xbox would get full control of the mobile one. I think that's a different.
That's Tencent. It's Tencent and Activision. So it's like a combination of the two of them.
Yeah, they'll talk to Tencent, be like, hey, can we do something about this? Or they'd be like, how much is it selling? No, keep it just the same.
That's probably what's going to end up happening. I can't speak on how many people are buying it, but I mean, it's still there.
So it's clearly
selling something. And the worst part is they still got battle passes in the game too. So there's battle passes, there's the big bundles and stuff, and the battle passes are normal. They're Call of Duty normal-esque battle passes. You got your ranked play.
I thought this was the replacement of the battle pass.
No.
Oh shit.
The battle pass is separate. There is a lot of content in that little mobile game, and it's just like, wow, that's handled poorly for like transaction purposes. So when you hear stuff like, oh man, Game Pass ain't worth the money, I'm spending $25 to play fucking Jenga, I want you to, and then you're like, I'm gonna go play COD Mobile. You're a madman.
No, yeah, if you got Game Pass and you're only playing like Jenga, if that's even on there,
it's not.
Then what the hell are you even doing? They got Guardians of the Galaxy on there. They got like
they have literally major sports titles, Halo, and all the big AAA games. They got your indie titles, your like little classics and stuff like that.
There's so many day one games coming out for that service soon. It's ridiculous.
There's a lot of like really good positives to that service. So like the money is 100% worth it. If you're like,
yes,
I think the money's worth it. If you're 100% into like the realm of, I kind of want to play it, but I'm not 100% sure. I'm really on the fence. Mm-hmm. If you're that person who's like, there's a game on there that you're on the fence about playing, and you don't want to spend $60 or $30, because you know a lot of indie games drop it like the price point of like $30, $25-$30 usually. When it comes out, and you're like, damn, I don't know if I want to do it, especially for like I love Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I'm not gonna knock it. I know it's a short game. You beat it, you've beaten the game. It's a beat 'em up. Your enjoyment longevity is dependent on you as a person. Some people will beat it once as Raphael, will not give a shit to play it as anybody else. They'll be like, cool, I've experienced the game. I just played it as this character. Why do I want to play anything else? I understand. Streets of Rage 4, same ideal, but they added a little bit more. Also roughly around the same price point, $24 or $30. I wholeheartedly understand. You could probably beat both of those games within like 3 hours because they're beat 'em ups. Just flat beat 'em out and then you're done. So it's like, damn, is this really worth $30 of my time? That's where Game Pass kind of kicks in, because you get that game. You're already spending the money to get that game, and you have more than just that game. Mm-hmm. You have things like Tunic, Young Souls. You have Fae Tactics. You have, I think, Chris Tales, One Step from Eden. These are just indie titles that I'm naming off the top of my head.
As Dusk Falls, something that just came out.
I was about to say The Deep, but I'm thinking of something else.
Into the Deep?
Into the Deep.
I don't think that's on there.
No, you know what I'm thinking of? I'm getting my deep phrases messed up. The Ascent.
Oh, the Ascent.
Going into the deep. No, it's just The Ascent.
The Ascent, yeah. The Ascent. I mean, the one we just, with the Artful Escape, like...
Artful Escape Academy. There's, I think the Stanley Parable is on there.
Yes, so that's on there. Superliminal is on there. There's so many great indie titles.
And those are just Xbox. Power Wash Simulator, I forgot another indie title that you wouldn't, at this point, I can tell you right now, I have put 26, 27 hours in Power Wash Simulator, have not completed the game yet. I have only done the career mode, and I have not completed the game yet. This game is about long as fuck.
I'll have to download it so we can
there is no reason
work together.
There's no reason a game like this should ever take up so much of my time. But you know what? I turn it on, I put some music on, and I'm just like, nah, 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 nah.
Hey, it's getting the job done.
And it's like, great. It's a time killer. And then not to mention that I think every single Yakuza game's on there. Every Forza Horizon title is on there. Every Gears of War game is on there. Every Halo's on there. You have other AAA titles. You have Assassin's Creed Origins on there. You have, you have your Doom Eternal, Elder Scrolls Skyrim, Elder Scrolls Oblivion, Fallout 3, New Vegas, 4, 76. You have so many experiences to just dip a toe in. You have Injustice 2, Mortal Kombat 11, Dragon Ball Fighters. I think Soul Calibur 6 may still be on there. It was at one point. I know Tekken 7 was on there at one point, and I can tell you that even then, if you want to purchase those games, currently right now as we're recording this, Evo happened, so I don't know if they're still on sale, but those games were like $8 or $9.
Yeah.
They were on sale like crazy. But like, there's so many different options. And like I said, there's the sports games. There's MLB The Show. MLB The Show 21 came out day and date on Xbox. And the same thing happened for MLB 22. I would not be surprised if MLB 23 does the same thing.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I think Xbox has solidified to the PlayStation studios that, yeah, I know you're putting this out on Xbox, and you can kind of see that the user base and the install base and the people who want to continue to play for it, they'll buy it. They may have Game Pass, they may buy the product, but best believe they're probably buying like the stubs and all the external stuff that they didn't have to put a whole lot of time into. The same like with like the NBA 2K stuff.
Oh yeah, I'm sure MLB was like, when they were like, look, we need this franchise on both systems to make more money. And I'm sure when Sony was like, sure, I'm sure the ball got rolling real fast with contracts to be like, okay, let's get this on Game Pass day one, so that way we can really get those fat guaranteed money contracts and capitalize as much as we can on it being multi-platform. Because now Game Pass is showing that worth. It's proving that value. Because originally people were like, I don't know about this service. This is like for old games. People only care a little bit about. You can get your Crackdown 3 on there, but
it is on there.
It's on there. But now, I wouldn't be surprised if you saw like a Saints Row, the new Saints Row, soon after release hit Game Pass or something like that.
I would really appreciate it because, god damn it, it's on Epic. Which means I'd have to wait a year to play the fucking game.
Yeah, if you want to play it on PC.
Because I ain't playing it through Epic. You hear me, Epic? I ain't playing it through your fucking shit.
The Epic Game Store sucks. It really does.
Really hate it.
Not great.
But otherwise, yeah, the family plan is probably going to be the move for people that are just my biggest concern and my biggest fear overall is that people are going to take advantage of the family plan, and it's going to hinder the
like new users, like new signups for Game Pass.
Yeah, and it's like, because I feel like Game Pass is such a good service, and it is worth the money for just an individual person currently, and I get it. And even if they don't make a family plan, I still always recommend Game Pass.
I feel like they're more concerned with concurrent user base than they are individual money from the subscriptions, because I feel like what they're gonna get, what's gonna really drive the profit for them, is more exposure for the actual software on there, because apparently a lot of those people who play those games, that turns into people buying those games or supporting those games via the DLC after they play it. Mm-hmm. So I feel like they were less concerned about each person paying for Game Pass and more concerned about people just using it.
Because like I said, my biggest concern is that those people will come to Game Pass on a family plan, and then they'll just keep riding that wave of a family plan, which is like marginally cheaper than everybody buying a $15 subscription. And then eventually it's going to falter to the point where one of two things will happen, where they're going to be like, well, we've had to remove these games from Game Pass, because we're not generating as much revenue. They won't outright say it. They won't outright say that. No company would ever flat out do that. But titles will be removed and it'll be fewer titles, or it'll go from the proposed $25, $30 subscription price to a bigger subscription price. It'll go to like $50. It'll like, think about it being a $50 subscription.
Like per month?
Per month.
I don't see them doing that.
It still has the 5-person in it, but it's $50 a month. So every user would have to chip in $10. So you'd be saving $5 per person, but you have to guarantee that every person is chipping in $10 that month.
Mm-hmm.
Because right now, yeah, $30 is like, it's an amazing sell point, but there's no way that can last.
I don't know. I think it could. I mean, again, none of this is final because this is all still in testing. But I think $25 a month for that is fine. What I would love is for them to just go ahead and give me that yearly subscription price. Let me just pay for a year, set it and forget it. I'm tired of this monthly shit. I just want a year subscription. Why is that so hard?
Probably because the asking price of a year is very high.
It is, but I think the value is there for it, and I would rather go ahead and pay for that year, and then not have to deal with it again for another year.
They could be thinking about the consumer base, because there is something to be said about subscriptions and the consumer base, especially with reoccurring payment. There are a lot of people, even there's like commercials and ads for companies to literally help people get their bills in order so that they can remove like things and lower their costs and be more cost effective. And a lot of that comes from people who have subscription services, don't use it, and forget that they even are paying for it monthly.
Definitely.
So imagine this service, because this has happened to me for Amazon Prime. Imagine this service that you utilize and you're like, great, cool. I paid for it in September, middle of September. Great. Matter of fact, no, even better. Late October. Subscription service that you pay for late October for 1 year, because for some reason your favorite video game didn't come out in late October that year, which is highly improbable because it's late October. Everything comes out in fucking October and November. It's like literally the game apocalypse. You pay for a whole year. Year goes by, you're playing your games on Game Pass without even realizing it. You're buying new titles when you have the extra currency to do so, and you're like, yeah, these video games are fun, and I am enjoying my fun experiences playing them. Then October rolls around. New game comes out, you're extremely excited. You just dropped $78 on your experience because for some reason games cost too much fucking money.
Yeah, the past is repeating itself.
And then, boom, right in your balls, you see a triple-digit thing come out of your account.
$130 probably.
$130. Let me do some very quick math. $180 amount.
I think there would be a discount for getting a year.
They have not discounted 3 months.
Maybe not. Maybe they.
You can buy this. You can buy Game Pass in 1 month or 3 month increments, and the price difference is nothing.
There used to be savings, people, when you did stuff like this.
There's no savings anymore. I realized that because I was like, man, I need Game Pass Ultimate. I'll get 3 months because it's obviously the better deal. Obviously. And I'm like, wait a minute. This is $45. How much is a month? 15. Wait a goddamn minute. There ain't no saving in this fucking thing. That's how they're like right now in the state where it's like they're not going to do that.
I feel like with Ultimate, because doesn't Ultimate roll in gold?
Yeah.
So that's probably why they're not doing it, because you're also getting gold with it, and that's maybe a discount in itself of having Game Pass and gold together, rather than having it like 2 separate purchases.
A year of gold is, I think, $65, one of the two.
Something like that.
$60 or $65. I can't remember the exact number anymore. I remember it used to be 50, and then I remember it used to be much cheaper than that. It used to be 40, but
yeah, times and all.
But essentially, you're paying $15 a month. So you spent $80 for one video game, or for the sports fan, you dropped $100 some odd for your super deluxe edition of NBA 2K. your LeBron edition, where it's got LeBron's hairline in it. You get home, oh sweet, and you got this fucking huge bundle. You got 100,000 VC. You got a motorbike in the game. You get all these extra things. And you're like, oh, that's awesome. I'm gonna play some 2K, baby. I think they come out in September, but you understand what I'm trying to get at. And then literally like, all right, cool. A few days go by, and then you're like, I'm gonna go get me a burger from McDonald's. Just something cheap, McDouble. So your card's been declined. Excuse me, I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you. You broke, bitch. And it's like, how broke?
What?
And it's like,
Look at the thing.
My card's been declined.
Look at your bank statement. It's like, okay, I remember that. $180.
Exactly.
Game Pass. God damn it.
Negative 175
You
is
know.
your account because you're freaking out because, oh, fuck, reoccurring payment comes on because you forgot.
Some would say you should be an adult and just remember.
Yeah, but in a year span, remembering some of these things is really, like, horrible.
It can be hard to remember.
I'm a person who puts it in my phone and in my calendar, and they give you notifications, and you should do that. But there are people who don't think to do that, and you'd be surprised at the number of people it is.
I'm one of those people. At least I was for a long time. I remember stuff now. I just don't feel like canceling half of it.
You sound like me when Crunchyroll hit my account, and I was like, the fuck? The moment it hit my account, I was like, I forgot I even had Crunchyroll because I thought I'd put it on the membership and then not renew because I was so pissed. For those who don't know, oh yeah, you also I think get Crunchyroll in your like Xbox Live Game Pass Ultimate thing. You get a little bit of a trial to Crunchyroll. It may still be there. I know it was at one point. I digress. I got Crunchyroll and I was like, cool. The Funimation merger happened. I was watching a lot of One Piece dubbed. Kiss my ass. I don't care what you say. I was watching One Piece and I was enjoying it. And I was like, damn. Well, they said it's not going to update. So I was like, I might as well bite the bullet, get the free trial membership to Crunchyroll. They said everything's going to be on Crunchyroll. One Piece dub wasn't on fucking Crunchyroll, you rat bastards. And then I was like, what do you mean? And then there was like other things that were just recent, like Higurashi was not on there. And I was watching Higurashi literally like a couple months before that, and I didn't finish the new part of it. Not even on there. And I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, I don't know what's happening with
It's a lie and a scam.
Crunchyroll and
Crunchyroll could
Funimation.
suck my ass.
There goes that Crunchyroll sponsor.
Truth be told, I actually do love Crunchyroll, but I'm just very. I think the One Piece fan in me is very pissed that I was literally like, I'm gonna love my time, and then they're like, fuck you and your dub lifestyle. And I was like, I don't want to read.
Makes you sleepy, shit. You can't do anything else.
The only reason I like watching dubbed One Piece because I'll eventually be watching subbed once I hit the point where I'm like, you have no choice. Is because when it's dubbed, the story right now is very much the same. They take some liberties from the subbing to the dubbing, like very small, but it's mostly the same translation, not word for word, but kind of like generally for the
you get the gist.
Yeah, so it's like I can kind of listen into it. I can have it in the background because usually anime like this, big anime like shonen, like your Dragon Balls, your My Heroes, your One Piece, your Bleach, so on and so forth. They have these cool sequences and cool big moments. But usually before that, it's kind of them just talking bullshit and trying to get like narrative involved. And every maybe couple minutes they put in some big thing. But otherwise, it's like I need to get to town to figure out where I can get some shoes or some shit. And it's like that happens a lot. And I love it because it's world building, it's character building. There's stuff that's into the narrative that's also in there that's really important to kind of like listen to, pay attention to. But I don't need to watch it. So it's perfect for dub. Then you're like, well, I heard you wanted to have like a little bit of multitasking, so let's get rid of that. And then now you're watching sub where you don't know what's gonna happen because unless you speak Japanese or whatever modern language you may be listening to in your favorite anime, you aren't gonna know what's happening.
No, I often just if I gotta sit there and watch a sub, then I'm not doing anything else because you can't. You can't because you gotta read it, and I can't do it. I'm tired, or else I'm falling asleep.
It's really bad. I can't do it when I'm tired in any capacity because if I'm tired, I'm in my bed. I have literally come to two positions. It's in the chair, laid back, feet up, or in the bed, face down, ass up. And you know,
And I've tried watching anime while I'm in my bed. Doesn't go well. I go straight to sleep.
I've watched like a few things of anime, but once I start feeling even the most like tiniest bit groggy, that's when I turn it off. So I do love Crunchyroll. I think the service is cool. There's a lot of great shows to watch on it. And hell, to be honest with you, if I had money, I probably would have my own Crunchyroll account if I had a lot more extracurricular money to like throw around. Because not only do you get like the streaming service, but you also get like discounts on like the shopping store, which is like figures and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
There's some really good figures that I kind of want through Crunchyroll, and when you have a Crunchyroll account, you get discounts on them. So I'm like,
I wish you didn't tell me that.
it's really good, and I'm like, damn, I would love to have a Rem figure, because who doesn't love Rem? There's a lot of Rem figures out there.
I'm painfully aware.
She's everywhere.
You can't escape her.
She's okay, but boy howdy, they sure as hell just put her. I was like, you know what Rem needs? Rem needs to be a library assistant, so let's make a library assistant figure. Yeah, that's right. She's putting those books away. Check that goddamn Dewey Decimal System.
We've gone off the rails.
Well, I mean, because truth be told, it's one of those things that's the perk of having Game Pass is that you get stuff like that, and then you have to like talk about it because you have perks. You know, you have all these things to kind of like figure out if you're a Game Pass member. You have all these things to figure out if you're going into a family plan is who's getting what, how does anything actually properly work. So there's still plenty of open-ended questions to figure out upon its release.
Yeah, there's still much to know.
I mean, they're saying in this statement that they have these, but it's difficult. Like, I know I see there that they're talking about the addition of adding people to the plan, so I'd assume when you sign up, you just kind of select the users or send them like an email link is probably what it's going to be.
Yeah, apparently it's pretty easy to do. So you can head to the account page, go to the bottom family section, head to this link to manage it directly. And you can just add family members. Yeah,
I figure it's not going to be too difficult.
Apparently the conversion, according to them, is not 1-to-1, accounting for differences in value between the subscriptions. A quote from Windows Central, however, any attached user's existing remaining subscription time will not convert. All users need a Microsoft account. So, you know, if you've got, those people have separate time, it's not gonna like roll over them like that. You're gonna sacrifice what you got.
Yeah, see, that's really upsetting. And I only say that because I am a current Xbox Game Pass Ultimate member until like December. So if I were to be like, okay, cool, we can do this family service. Hey, it just randomly launched in North America fucking 2 weeks from now. I couldn't immediately sign up with you because
you'd be losing value on your own.
I'd be losing literally $45.
You'd have to wait for it to end and then you could join mine, because mine doesn't end until 2024 or some shit like that. Because I just keep buying Xboxes and then that's how I just keep getting.
Also, completely unrelated news to this, but if you're a Verizon wireless member, Xbox All Access is through that now.
That's so random.
Yeah, they added Xbox All Access to Verizon Wireless
members. What the hell?
So you can add an Xbox All Access plan to your Verizon Wireless payment plan. So you could be spending what is like another $30 a month, and you get like a Series X, and you get like the Game Pass stuff.
That is hilarious.
And they made it like news like 2 weeks ago or something like that, and I completely forgot about it, and it just popped into my head. And I'm like, oh yeah.
I'm thinking I'm beginning to realize just why Xbox is doing so well with sales for the Xbox Series X and Series S, because they're giving you all these different avenues to get it versus PlayStation, which is much more hard to get still.
PlayStation is hard to accommodate in general, and then on top of that, they don't have the option of being like, well, you know, I kind of want a PlayStation and I want PlayStation Plus. It sure would be nice if I could pay them monthly for a lowered rate. Looks at Sony. You're like, oh, that's fucking great. Take this Gran Turismo, get the fuck out of my face. You're like, no, that's another money.
Not what I want.
Yeah. Give us $800, bitch.
Yeah, they don't have like a plan where you can finance it and then finance it like using Microsoft as a path through to some company and all these different inroads and stuff. Plus, manufacturing is still a nightmare.
Oh, when they announced that they were doing Xbox All Access before the Xbox Series release, I was like, that's what I wanted. That was exactly what I wanted because I was like, yo, I can pay for that monthly. It's not going to cost a lot of money, and I'll be able to handle that. And for some reason, it was just as difficult as the other stuff. And I was like, okay, so I'm not going to get it. I'm just going to do what I can.
It did get harder. I remember the deal I got from my Xbox was at the last minute. And it was all access through GameStop. And I was like, good Lord, I can't believe I made it in. Because I think after me, it was like 10 minutes later, and it was gone.
Yeah, only reason I got my Xbox is because I was lucky, because the local GameStop that we have, a buddy of ours was just like, yeah, we got like 4 in or something like that, and I was like, oh, that's cool. I'm thinking about getting one, and then they went up, and I was like, yeah, I got mine. They had an amazing trade deal at the moment, so I had an Xbox One X, and I traded my One X in for like $250, $300 or something like that. It was ridiculously high towards the Xbox. And I was just like, God damn. And then I had like another controller and some Xbox One games I wasn't really playing. And I was just like, I ended up not spending, I think, maybe $100, $150.
Which is a great deal.
I was just like, this is incredible.
I did not do a trade-in, so I am just, yep. Anyway.
Because I was talking to my roommate Bird. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to trade my Xbox. He was like, why would you do that? I'm like, because I'm getting a new one. And he was so confused. And then he came back and realized, he was like, oh, this is like the One X, except like 10 times better. I was like, yeah, that's why I upgraded. He's like, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, I didn't need to keep it.
There is no point unless you really want to just be a curator of game console history to keep a 1X or 1 if you're getting a Series X or S, unless you need a disc, because the Series S doesn't do that.
Yeah, like the One X is a great system. I loved it and I thought it was fantastic. I used it all the time. It was heavy as shit. But I was like, I don't really need it because my Xbox doesn't leave my room. Granted, obviously now, if I still had it, I probably would have just put the One X in like the front room on the TV and let that be the Ultra HD Blu-ray player.
You know, it's one of those things like where like my One X, I just gifted it to my brother and his kid because I didn't need it and I already had my upgraded system. And now the thing is, the family plan is going to be great for me because I do get it. I can add you on it, and my goal is to really just put them on there, so then they can play the other system, play whatever they want, and it doesn't get in the way of me when I'm trying to play something at the same time.
Yeah, there has been that moment.
And then now they can play their games on the other system, and I still have my new system and my PC. All play games we want to. They don't got to pay for anything, and it all just kind of works out.
Yeah, it really
Maybe
does.
throw Bird on there so he can play games he wants to play when he wants to play them. Not have to get Game Pass to do it.
No, wouldn't do it. Okay. Now we'd have no choice. Now you can just do what the fuck you want.
If you so choose.
If you so choose. He would still probably just not do it despite you.
Probably.
But yeah, the family stuff sounds great. Here's to hoping that it lives up to its wildest fantasies.
Yeah, I doubt it'll be perfect, but I am looking forward to seeing it roll out.
Yeah. So with that, we'll move on to the Xbox Game Pass pick of the week.
Pick of the week. Pick of the week.
Steve, what's your pick of the week?
My pick of the week is a little ditty that I am currently playing through called AI The Somnium Files. It is an anime-ass game where you are an investigator investigating murders. It's set in some kind of neo future where you investigate crime scenes. Normally, you had an AI in your eye that can help you see stuff, and then you can go into your own subconscious to put things together. And in there, your AI is an actual like physical being that you can use to walk around the 3D environment and kind of solve puzzles that way. And it's trippy as hell. So far, I'm into it. We'll see where it goes. But like right now, I'm pretty interested in having a good time with it. So that is my pick of the week. I think people should give it a shot. They like stuff like Danganronpa or maybe Phoenix Wright to a degree. Any kind of investigative game, you should give it a shot. What pick of the week do you have?
Mine is Crossfire X.
You did it. The Mad Lad did it.
I'm not making. That's a fucking joke. That game sucks dick.
That is your Game Pass skip of the week.
That game is bad.
Don't play Crossfire X.
It's really bad.
Oh man.
I've been leaning on the fence for so long because I was like playing something and then I stopped enjoying it and then I tried another thing and I didn't enjoy it and then I tried Just Cause 4 And I don't know if you know how much I really enjoy like Just Cause 2 and 3, because those games are just batshit insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, Just Cause 4 is not that. It is not good. It is just unfun. It is not fun, and it's just not fun.
Damn.
And it runs at 30 frames on console.
Damn. See, I was hoping, as I know when that game came out, it had a variety of performance issues, and I was hoping that by now that stuff may have gotten patched out, maybe got a FPS boost.
It's really upsetting because like Just Cause 3, I remember when it came out on PS4, because that's how I originally played it. I was just like, cool, and it was fucking ungodly. It was so rough to play. Like 30 frames was not even the key hit for that game. It was like 24. I was like, this shit is unplayable. So I had to get it on PC, and then my PC was having issues running it because, get this, AMD graphics cards did not work for that game for some fucking reason.
Yeah, 3 was rough as well.
So I was like, why is this game so stupid? And then I get an NVIDIA GTX 1066 gig, and it blows the fucking game out the water, and it's fire. It's amazing. And I was like, fuck AMD, and I'm never going back. That's a different story, but I think the AMD processors, great. I want to try the new graphics cards. I ain't got money to just drop down $600 on a new Radeon graphics card, but I hear they're good. But I'm still skeptical because of my previous burn.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, damn. And this all stemmed back because of Just Cause. And I thought Just Cause 4 is an Xbox One game on a Series X, and it's gonna get boosted, and it's gonna be better, and it's still 30 frames, and everything's dark, and everything feels like shit, and this game is not fun. I was very depressed. I played that game for 30 minutes, turned it off, and uninstalled it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So, what is my pick of the week then? I'm just gonna do a simple one that I haven't suggested. I've played it before. It's called My Friend Pedro.
Oh, hell yeah.
The game is actually, I didn't even know the game was on there until I was just browsing through it. I was like,
It is.
I was like, sweet, this is a fun-ass game. My Friend Pedro is just a side-scrolling action game that came out through Devolver Digital 2-3 years ago.
Yeah.
It's very, very stupid. You play a masked guy who literally listens to a banana, and it's trippy and it's weird, but the action set pieces are so fun because it's like Gun Kana mixed with just world environments, and it's just super fun. You're flipping around, you're kicking stuff, you're just
on skateboards, and
everything about the game is zany and it's super fun, and I love it.
It's super dope. I have it on Switch, and I feel like that was a mistake, and I kind of want to play it on. I may just go ahead and play the Game Pass one so I can have better frame rate.
That's what I heard. Same thing with like Mr. Shifty, which isn't on Game Pass at the moment.
Oh yeah, I have Mr. Shifty also on Switch, and it does not run well on there. I am shocked.
Yeah.
I shouldn't be, but I am.
So yeah, that's my pick of the week.
And that was your pick of the week. Pick of the week.
And we're gonna wrap the game up. Wrap up the game show of shows with a game of its own. Name that video game character. So this week, Steve's going to be guessing a character from a video game franchise, and it's going to be relatively difficult.
Great. Oh, wonderful.
So it is a character that existed in a video game.
Guess who was waiting? Win a prize.
What's funny is I don't think it's actually going to be that hard, but I just like putting the anticipation of pressure on you.
Let me drink some more vodka.
Because I feel like no matter what, I feel like you're just going to be... I feel like you're prone to fail because you have so much fear in your heart.
That was deep.
You are too afraid.
I ain't scared of nothing. Let's do this. Let's get this thing on the clock. I don't even remember what the last game was. It was somewhere I couldn't hit the genre.
It was BD Joe.
Right. Jesus Christ.
So, 60 seconds on the clock. Are you ready?
Yep.
Begin.
All right. Oh no. Is it a platformer?
Let's stop the clock.
What?
This man couldn't even speak for 6 seconds. Why?
The water hit my back through.
He's like, all right. No, fuck. No.
Okay, now I'm ready.
All right.
Oh!
And begin.
Okay, is it a platformer?
No.
Does this character come from a ensemble game?
The fuck does that mean?
Like, is there more than one character, more than one main character?
No.
Okay. Is this an Xbox exclusive?
No.
Okay. Is this a multi-platform title?
Yeah.
Okay. Is this a shooter?
Technically.
Technically. Is it a third-person game?
Yeah.
Okay. Is this character male?
Yeah.
Do they wear a hat?
No.
Okay. Do they have? Do they shoot as well as have melee?
Yes.
Okay. Is it a third-person action game?
Yep.
Do they have white hair?
Yes.
No.
Well, no.
No. Oh. Is this on 360?
Technically, yes.
Okay. Was it? So it was it. So it was a game from the 360 PS3 kind of era.
No.
No. Okay.
I feel like you're gonna fuck this up because you were like stammering around different points and planes. But all right, got any guesses? I'm gonna give you 3 because goddamn.
It's a third-person action game.
Of sorts, yeah.
So many caveats. You can probably guess what my first guess would be.
Yeah, it's probably Dante, isn't it?
It would be a Dante.
It's not Dante.
It's not Dante. So then, and he said technically it was on 360, but my guess is this is something that was on an older system, then ported to 360 later as like an HD thing. And they have melee and they can shoot. So, they don't have white hair though.
Not technically.
Okay. Is it from the devil? Shit, I can't ask any more questions. Damn. This is stopping me real bad. What game from like PS2 is that a thing? Oh dear. Oh no. Hell. Virgil?
No.
Okay, I don't think it's from this franchise at all.
No.
Well, shit.
Final guess.
What other franchise is that a thing?
So I don't think you're gonna get it at this point, but I'm giving you a shot.
Oh fuck. I'm drawing a total blank. DJ Jazzy Jeff.
Yeah, DJ Jazzy Jeff. That's it. No.
What is it? I'm drawing a total blank.
It's Snake.
Stealth.
Yeah, stealth action. Because that's why I was like. I mean, technically he shoots, and he does CQC.
And the collection was on 360.
It was. They put 2 and 3 on there, and Peace Walker.
What a thrill.
That's what I was like. I feel you're like beating around it because you're like action. It's pure action.
I'm thinking action like an action game, not a stealth action game.
I was like, no,
stealth
man.
espionage action, people. Play Snakey or however you can. Okay, I don't know where or how because they're kind of stranded on.
You have to physically buy copies at this point.
Yeah, you're fucked. Or emulate them because fuck them.
Well, that does it for our show. Thank you guys for joining us. We appreciate all the likes, follows, the shares, the subscribes, the clicks, and the bells. So if you're on YouTube, once again, like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell. If you're on Spotify, be sure to follow us and leave us a 5-star rating so that we can be up higher. Share it with your friends and your colleagues and let them know that Xbox is the best box.
Give it to your loved ones for their birthday.
Give them an audio card. It's just us talking for an hour and a half. What is this? It doesn't end. I know it doesn't.
You'll love it.
And yeah, that about does it. So we'll see you next week on Jump In Play More.